Welcome to Gas Ed. Today we will be discussing how Claude Code's Agentic OS Lake capabilities self-improve and reshape how developers build and ship software. Now we're looking at a really fascinating shift right now in how artificial intelligence is managed and deployed. Because, let's be honest, as models become incredibly capable, simply having access to them, it's just no longer enough. The real advantage today lies in orchestration. So in this explainer, let's explore exactly how a unified intelligence system functions, why it's absolutely vital for modern business development, and how it can literally self-improve in the background while you focus on your big picture strategy. Think about your current workflow for a second. For a lot of small business owners and developers, AI usage is, well, it's scattered across these disconnected pockets. You might have multiple models running at the same time, siloed memory vaults, and untracked API calls that just aren't talking to each other. And when your tools don't thrive together, you're pretty much left guessing about your true costs, your token usage, and your operational efficiency. It makes it nearly impossible to measure your actual return on investment.
So what's the fix? The solution to all this fragmentation is an agentic operating system. Think of this architecture as centralizing your entire AI environment into one unified dashboard. Instead of a bunch of isolated tools, it brings all your diverse resources, from your local knowledge bases to various large language models, under one cohesive roof. It's visually tracking your usage, your memory, and your skills across the board.
To really understand how this overarching architecture operates, we need to break it down into 6 fundamental pillars. By managing these 6 specific components, the system gives you this incredible macro-level view of your entire workflow. It ensures operational efficiency and, crucially, prevents you from overpaying for redundant tasks. Okay, Pillar 1 is models. This one tracks exactly which language models are actively deployed across your workflows. Whether you're routing through different providers or running local systems, the OS maps your entire architecture, so you always know exactly which engine is driving which specific task. Moving on, Pillar 2 focuses on your plans. This monitors your financial commitments, basically comparing your subscription tiers against your pay-as-you-go API usage. By visualizing these plans side by side, the system helps you optimize your monthly spend, meaning no more surprises when it comes to billing cycles. Pillar 3 is memory, and this one is absolutely crucial. This centralizes your data storage by mapping out exactly where your local files and vector databases live. Whether you're using an Obsidian Vault, a Pinecone index, or a SQL database, the OS ensures the AI is always pulling from the most up-to-date, centralized memory instead of some outdated data silo. Next up, Pillar 4 manages your skills. These are the custom automated functions the AI actually executes on your behalf. The OS tracks when they were last used, which is super helpful because it lets you identify which automated tasks are actively saving you time, and, which outdated skills should probably just be retired. Pillar 5 is knowledge systems. This oversees the overarching databases that fuel the AI's contextual understanding. It basically provides a crisp, clear view of the exact data that is powering your AI's decisions at any given moment. And finally, we have Pillar 6, connections. Honestly, this is where the true power of the OS is realized. It maps how all these individual components, the models, the plans, memory, skills, and knowledge, how they dynamically link and communicate with one another. It gives you a holistic picture of your digital environment just working in total harmony. Now, why does this unified view actually matter? Well, it immediately drives cost intelligence. Because the system observes everything, it automatically flags inefficiencies. For instance, say you're paying premium prices for a really heavy model to do a simple job. The system dynamically recommends switching to a smaller, highly efficient model instead, which actively prevents you from overpaying. To make these savings super concrete, the system actually utilizes an ROI calculator. You just input an hourly value for your time or your developer's time, and the OS analyzes the automated skills used, subtracts the API and subscription costs, and delivers a concrete net ROI. It literally proves exactly how much capital the AI is generating for your business. Okay, this brings us to what is perhaps the most powerful feature of this entire architecture, the dreaming engine. Imagine an autonomous background process that analyzes your workflow patterns while you're literally away from your desk. This self-improvement mechanism runs continuously, constantly finding dynamic ways to improve your business efficiency every single day. Here's how it actually works in practice. The Dreaming Engine reads your recent messages and clusters them by intent.
acting kind of like an incredibly observant manager. If it flags that you've performed the same repetitive task multiple times this week, it steps in. It'll automatically suggest turning that manual work into a permanent, automated skill.
And this engine is auditing multiple dimensions: cost efficiency, memory health, and broad workflow patterns. But incredibly, it also looks outward. The engine can actually perform web searches while it dreams, identifying new industry solutions for your specific bottlenecks and enriching your environment with fresh knowledge.
Now, you might be thinking, setting up an architecture this complex has got to take weeks, right? Actually, scratch that. The onboarding is heavily automated. A setup wizard intelligently locates your installed models and data storage, minimizing friction right out of the gate. It learns your unique architecture and toggles the right connections on, streamlining integration almost instantly. Stepping back for a second, all of this points to a massive macro trend in the industry right now: the rise of the visualization layer. Because as raw AI models increase exponentially in power, simply having access to a smart model, that is no longer a competitive edge. The true differentiator is how you manage, direct, and measure that power.
There is a quote that perfectly captures this current challenge. As these models get better at creating things, the question becomes, how do I see the thing, right? How do you understand its context, its cost, and its true value to your operations? If you can't see how your AI is performing across your stack, you simply cannot optimize it.
Ultimately, centralized intelligence just drives better operations. By leveraging these agentic capabilities, you transform a messy, fragmented workflow into a highly optimized environment. It shifts your role entirely, from constantly managing disconnected tools to confidently directing a unified, highly capable digital workforce.
So, I leave you with this question regarding your own operations. What is the true ROI of your AI stack? Are you tracking it, or are you just guessing? Understanding and visualizing this data is absolutely the key to building smarter and scaling faster. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.